Hey, everybody, welcome back to I Know a Guy. I'm Anthony, and this is the podcast where connections thrive. Each episode, we spotlight inspiring entrepreneurs, professionals, and individuals doing amazing things. Together, we'll grow your circle, spark collaborations, and discover new opportunities. Today, we're meeting Suzan Peltekian, a manifestation and mindset coach dedicated to helping people unlock their full potential and design the life they truly deserve. A former real estate professional turned global speaker, Suzan now empowers individuals to harness the power of their minds for peak performance and transformation. How you doing today,
Perfect.
Suzan?
Thank you, Anthony, for having me. What a fantastic podcast you have. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. I appreciate you asking. You have just an amazing personality. Just talking to you for a couple minutes, it's like, okay, people are gonna like Suzan. So to start off, there's a lot of people out there that need to get to know you. So where are you calling in
Thank
from?
you.
Where are you
I'm from
located?
Toronto, Canada, but I'm currently in Dubai, across the globe. Yes, and thank you for that, by the way. It takes one to know one. As I was listening to your fantastic podcast, I thought the same about you. So thanks for saying that. Ditto. Right back at you, Anthony.
I appreciate that. So Toronto, Canada. You've been there for a while, or are you newer
Yeah,
to the
no,
area?
new in Dubai. I'm from Toronto, Canada. New in Dubai, just,
Oh, so you're living in
well,
Dubai.
I'm
You're not
here
just
for a couple
traveling.
months. Who knows? We don't know yet.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
I got you. Well, let's say you've been there long enough. I imagine you have a couple places that you've liked so far. So if you have some friends coming into Dubai to visit you, where are you going? What are you doing? And where are you going for dinner?
Oh, dinner. There's so many options, Anthony. If I were to be fair, it's just you think like North America because I visit the States a lot. I love the States, and Canada has fantastic restaurants as well. You think we have an abundance? It's crazy what they have here. But of course, in addition, stuff that we don't have, like the desert Sahara, like it's good to do some local stuff, to go to like Burj Al Arab, Burj Dubai. It's their touristic stuff. That would be really fun to do. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. Yeah. Well, what kind of genre of food? I guess if you're taking people out, where are you wanting to go? Like, is it certain like Italian or Mexican food or what's your go to? What's the staple?
Me, they have everything, and I go for everything.
Mm.
I am a lover of food. I mean, but again, I'm just so because every time as a Canadian that I would visit the States, I'm like, oh my goodness, it feels like you guys have so much better stuff. Here, it's like combined more than the USA and Canada. They have like British, they have Indian, they have Turkish, they have Uzbek, they have Russian, way more stuff. And it's like you think we have beyond abundance. It's like all kinds. Yes.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah, no, I like that because you're never going to get bored if you have everything. So
Definitely not here.
awesome.
Definitely not. No.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about what you do?
Oh my, what I do is my I got goosebumps, Anthony. No one asked it in exactly in that way. It's my divine purpose. It's my childhood dream. It's my everything. My vision is to touch all of the precious billions across our globe, and it's raising the conscious awareness of our planet one precious soul at a time. And I get to do it through the power of something infinite. I call it the biggest real estate, the one between your two ears. Everyone has access to it. We're truly limitless. And that's what I have the deepest privilege and pleasure, to actually spread across the globe. That's why I'm here today.
No, that's awesome. I like that. No, that's amazing. How did you get started doing this? You go from real estate to what you're doing now. What's the
The
story there?
story is like many, a gal who didn't believe in herself. This is the only thing I wanted to do. So, unlike most, I actually knew what I wanted to do from childhood, which is exactly this. Of course, I didn't know what a coach was when I was a kid. I knew what a speaker was, so I would always say that I want to do it. But I mean, the journey to get here, it's like not real estate. I was a debt collector, believe it or not. I was like flight attendant. I was a mortgage underwriter, not just a realtor. I was a teacher of English as a second language in my 20s at college, to continuing education to adults way older than I was. So I've done it all. It's just that I never believed in myself. And finally, when I did, it just all came together. It was one decision I had made 5 years ago this time, Anthony. It was maybe a week ago this time, 5 years ago. We didn't know that COVID had hit us yet. I made one powerful decision that I'm retiring from real estate. The best decision of my life. I attracted through what I teach, the power of the law of attraction, manifestation, and mindset, the number one Remax real estate agency worldwide that happens to be was in my neighborhood. It was a Canadian. It is a Canadian Remax brand, and they filled up all of my spots during COVID, and it's a joy serving these precious souls who get to thrive every day thanks to using their mind differently.
Yeah, I like that. It sounds like you had a similar thing to me where it's like I did a little bit of everything before I found out the thing that I'm supposed to do, right? Because a lot of times I ask somebody, hey, what is it that you do? And they go, I do this. Where the answer that you're really looking for is, well, my purpose is. And that means that somebody finally landed where they're supposed to be. So that's awesome. I really, really like that. What is it that you love most about
Elated
this?
for you. What I love most is the people and serving. I really believe, Anthony, that who you are is pure divine liquid love. You're a walking miracle. I believe you are me, I am you. We're mirror images of each other, and we're all holding each other's hands virtually to go back to return to love or to remember who we truly are. And what I get to experience, I'm getting goosebumps, is I believe you are David, Michelangelo's David, and we're chipping away the layers of the conditioning, the programming of this, of what they've put in us so that we can unleash into the fullness of who we are. We're born to live heaven on earth. This is my belief. And witnessing precious souls live into their potential, and while we're just starting to scratch the surface of what's possible, by the way, as I stumble on my words. That is really it, to watch, to witness them living their vision. My vision is to co-create yours, and that's anyone who I get to meet. I'm humbled to do that, and that serving our people and getting them present to the miracle that they are. You're literally number one of one, and what a joy that is. And that, not as a concept, just in your conscious, for you to actually get and embody and feel in every cell in your body, in every molecule within you, in every fiber of your beingness. Wow, I am a walking miracle. That is my work, my dedication, my devotion. That's my reason.
No, you paint a heck of a picture.
Well, I sure hope so. I hope
With
you
that.
felt it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So when you're looking at like your average client or the avatar who you're best able to help or best able to serve, what are some of the, I guess, major pain points that they're going through? That if they're dealing with XYZ, you're the person that they should be talking to.
Well, it's funny. What a fantastic question. Thanks, Anthony. Most come to earn more money. They want to learn how to manifest. The irony is we are already super powerful manifestors. We're manifesting 24/7. My work with them is to manifest by design versus by default. They're manifesting by default 24/7 because as humans, we're focused on what we don't have, or we keep asking for what we don't have, and the universe doesn't hear the negation. It's like, oh, I don't want this. I don't want traffic, or I don't want this gal or this man. And before you know it, or this kind of client, before you know it, they're right there because we're in vibrational harmony with them or with those vibes. So it's what they come for is to earn. What they get is their life. So the average person has earned 4x their income within months of working with me. Some have doubled, some have tripled, some haven't done either. Some have 5x. Some people have turned their yearly into their monthly. But the number one thing that I'm most elated about our work together is that the owner of that number one Remax Worldwide called me to thank me because his people are happier. And ironically, there's no irony, but it seems ironic, Anthony, that the secret to the law of attraction is no secret. It's to be happy. So they are just creating, whether it's more conscious marriages, more unconscious divorces, uncoupling, or juicier marriages, most importantly, juicier lives, better relationships. Like, I don't teach a thing about parenthood. I plan not to become one, right? And yet they're coming to thank me for becoming better at being parents, better at in all areas, because we're working on their beingness, which is the core of our work. What Mahatma Gandhi says, and Chad mentioned that about being. Be the change you wish to see in the world. That's our work.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. There's a reason, people with sayings like that are memorable, right? Because we all inherently kind of know it, right? Like if I want to be happier, I need to, do more happy things, right? I need to make other people happy. I need to live it, and not fret about the little things, or have all the negative self-talk. We all know this stuff, but when somebody says it, you hear it from a lot of people, and then one person comes along, says the same thing that everybody else has said, but they say it just different enough that it clicks, and it makes sense. So that's amazing. What about power partners? What are other professionals or industries where you synergize really well with or find a lot of collaboration working with?
On what you said, and also that it's a decision to be decisive, to say I am happy, not because of a condition out there, because I have something or I don't have something, because I am. Like, we're born, we literally woke up this morning, and not to be philosophical, many didn't. you know? So, and we get to serve, being in our purpose through the power of the internet, one powerful mind that we have access to. We get to serve our people worldwide. So it's really a privilege if you think about it. Really, it could be anyone from like, uh, but the ones who would get the best out of it, because it requires a lot of mind, like someone who has a job who's getting paid for, they want to leave and start entrepreneurship, it would really serve them, right? But it's really for entrepreneurs who want to keep leveling up. They're not, because we realize that it's not about the paycheck, it's about serving our human race, right? And serving our purpose and serving our mission and vision. So it would serve them the most, whether it's a YouTuber or someone in sales who doesn't just get paid by showing up, or a podcaster, right? Someone who is self-employed and is an entrepreneur. But of course, that doesn't mean that it doesn't help someone staying at home, like a stay-at-home dad or mom. I've done that. I've supported them as well. But the real people that want to usually invest in coaching seem to be entrepreneurs.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess what I meant to ask is, not necessarily clients, but people that you work well with, as far as like synergies, like other coaches, other people that you can refer back and forth with. What does that look like? Do you have any like natural collaborations that you like to communicate with?
I don't know if I'm understanding you. I apologize.
Yeah.
So it would
Let
be
me. No,
yes,
you're
but
good. Let me say it a different way. Like, do you synergize well with other coaches that maybe they don't handle the mindset? Like a business coach, they go, "Hey, we're going to figure out the structure of your business, but you definitely need to talk to Suzanne about getting your mindset right." That kind of relationship where you're not trying to do everything for the person, you're just trying to focus on the bit that you're really really good at. Do you have any natural synergies with other industries or professionals where you can refer back and forth well
at the
with?
moment, not yet. But thank you for the idea. Like, I have
Mhm.
people
Yeah.
that want to refer business to me, yes, but and I can support with business as well, but and
Mhm.
not particularly. Let me, yeah,
Okay.
because it's gonna take some time for me to stop
Yeah.
and think. I apologize, Anthony.
No, you're good. Yeah, sorry.
No.
I didn't want to throw you off. You're on a roll. No, and then to your point earlier, I thought was a really good one because I heard this. I think it was yesterday or the day before. It's kind of funny the way that things line up, real serendipitous.
Yes.
But somebody said, life happens and then you decide. So when you say you're choosing to be happy, it's things are going to happen. I know Russ, that was his name. Awesome guy. He's like, yeah, I'm going through XYZ and going through a cancer journey, dealing with all this stuff. And he goes, but I wake up every morning. I'm super gracious that I'm here, that I have a loving family, that I have all this great stuff going for me. Even though there's this, he's choosing to be happy because life is going to happen to everybody, but you get to be the determining factor there.
Amen.
So it was just awesome, that was shared between you two. So anyway, moving on.
Amen to that. And
You
the
mentioned,
happiest healing to the
yeah.
young man. And that is it, really, Anthony. It's a decision, no matter what's happening. And to remember that although life happens, I love how you said that. It's literally happening for us, for the precious soul listening in. It doesn't seem it sometimes, especially something like the C word, right? And we can heal ourselves from it if we believe in it. Ask and it shall be given. So that is really key, to turn the adversity around, to know that it's actually happening for us to become that level of individual, the true self, if you will. We're already it, him, her. It's to actually get to know ourselves as that individual, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you were talking about people like becoming entrepreneurs and becoming self-employed. What advice would you give a new or aspiring entrepreneur?
My goodness, number one thing would be to work on your number one asset. One of my favorite mentors is Jim Rohn. He says, work on your, are you too? Work on your job.
I read a quote from him this morning.
The
So
same one, because there are no coincidences. Work on your job. You make a living. Work on yourself. You make a fortune. Our businesses, our lives, our marriages, our relationships, our everything outwardly, Anthony, is a reflection of what's going on inside. As within, so without. I never understood that. I don't teach the Bible, by the way. I've mentioned a couple things from the Bible. I don't teach it, but everything in the law of attraction is also in the Bible, and it says, as within, so without. So we transform the inside, that outside must transform by law. Which quote did you have, by the way? I'm curious now.
no, it was actually a comment on one of the things I posted on LinkedIn, and they were talking about how you want to surround yourself with the right people, and it's like, yeah, what Jim Rohn say? I'm trying to
Yes,
remember. It was you're the average of the 5 people nearest
yes,
you,
love
right?
that.
So it works that way too. The people that you surround yourself with, that's going to influence how you are within, how you think of yourself, what you think you can get to. Because if you surround yourself with people that they're not very ambitious, they're kind of happy, just kind of staying where they're at, that's going
Yes.
to be you. But if you have that internal thinking, like, if they can do it, I can do it, and you have 5, 10, 20 people around you that are high achievers, you're going to want to do that. You're going to believe you can do that. So to the same point, but yeah, Jim Rohn's amazing. Everybody should watch all of his stuff all the
I
time.
second
So
you. Yes. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And to your point about the 5 people, I mean, I'm a graduate of the University of Toronto in Toronto, and I have a degree in drinking, quite frankly. All I did was drink, eat, party, drink, eat, sleep, right? And it's because, as I mentioned, spirit is for expansion. We're here to expand and to serve, because love is service and service is love. And I woke up to say enough of that, and here we are, working on myself so that I can find. No wonder I couldn't get on stage earlier, right? Or be on a podcast,
mhm,
because I wasn't being who I was truly supposed to be, if that makes sense.
mhm. Yeah, no, absolutely, sure does. So how can mindset and manifestation help people design the life they truly
My
want?
goodness. Anthony, the more I wake up every day, the more I realize mindset is everything, and everything is a mindset. It's like, what are your thoughts? You literally become what you think about. And most of us aren't even aware of them. So it literally, you're the co-author of your life, and you get to co-create it by learning about yourself, by learning about who you truly are. Like, how many of us wake up thinking we are masterpieces? How many of us woke up today thinking, I get to co-create my own masterpiece today? What most of us are doing, and Joe Dispenza talks so beautifully and eloquently about this, is to make the unconscious conscious, because otherwise most of us are repeating today the exact same as yesterday, the day before, maybe a couple of different changes, like in what we eat or how we dress. Maybe those are the same too, right? But our habitual ways of being, unless we get curious about learning about ourselves and learning about our limitless selves, and what our limiting beliefs are, what our thoughts are, what's getting in the way. It's all by default. We've been programmed, they say, since before we were born, but I don't go that far. I go from the time we were conceived. I mean, how many of us heard our moms and dads while we were conceived talking about money? And how many of us were hearing great stuff about money or about love? How many of us have seen parents that were totally in love? Most of us don't have the models, and we're now repeating. There's a reason there's such big numbers of people whose lives aren't working. So it would be first and foremost mindset. And we literally, I love Chad said that at the end of your brilliant podcast episode, we really owe it to ourselves. He said we're responsible. I believe we all owe it to ourselves. It's our responsibility, and it's truly our privilege. And we owe it to break the generational patterns from before, but to keep it moving forward for the legacy that we're going to leave behind for the new generations to come.
How can peak performance coaching unlock hidden potential in people?
Particularly my coaching, or in general?
Yeah, just peak performance coaching in general.
That's the number one thing, by the way. If you were to ask me what's the one game changer that took me from boozing Susan to cruising Susan, it would be that. It was mentorship and coaching. So it will take you as far as you want to go, because we were told so many lies. One of them, and some of them seem like innocent sayings that we grew up with, like curiosity killed the cat. All my life I refrained from attempting to be curious. I thought it was bad. Meanwhile, now I'm learning through all the work I get to teach and learn that curiosity is one of the best things. So we've heard about sky being the limit. Meanwhile, the sky's an illusion. There is literally no limit. Just find the right coach that is in sync and in harmony with you, and they will literally see in you what you can't see. Furthermore, what they can do, Anthony, is they can see, just like when we're driving, we can't see our blind spot. They can see it. So I can literally hear people say things when they're not, like, I can read between the lines. And sometimes we've drank like, how many of us, myself of course included, I don't want to act like I'm any different. That's why coaches have coaches, like therapists have therapists, right? And I have multiple at the same time. Is how much we lie to ourselves and we're not even aware with our limiting beliefs alone, but we don't even know, most of us, what our limiting beliefs are. So that would be really something that we owe to ourselves, in my belief.
Yeah, and we do that in all other areas. Like if you look at, the high performing, baseball players, they have batting coaches that'll sit there and watch them swing and say, I know you can't see what your back heel's doing because you're looking at the ball, but you have XYZ wrong. Let's fix that. You're going to do better. It's the same thing with a mindset coach or coaching in general. They're removed a step from you so they can see the things that maybe you're blind to, or you can't see the forest for the trees, or whatever it is. It's super important. So yeah, no,
That was
fantastic.
great what you just said there. Thank you for that. Like day zero, when I landed here, I hired my personal trainer. I've had a personal trainer for about over 20 years now. It's the same. It's just, if you want to be your best, which I really believe is our duty, and to our mankind, but also to ourselves, then takes a village. They say
Yeah.
it takes a village for a reason. It's not just to raise a child. It takes a village for each one of us. We're social beings. Yeah.
Yeah. You're not going to go anywhere without other people. That's, you can do a lot by yourself, but you're not going to do it as good as you could if you had others. So absolutely. How can individuals use their minds more effectively to co-create their dream life?
So the number one thing I would say, Anthony, is, and I want to be mindful to share this with on every podcast that I get to be on. And thanks so much for having me. They need to create their vision. Again, something in the Bible. I'm not teaching the Bible. It says, without a vision, the people perish. More than 99% of the population that I meet at the beginning, they don't have visions, or they had created it in some sort of coaching program they've done, but it was collecting dust, much like most treadmills are this time of the year. So what I do is have them create their vision. Whoever's listening in, the minute you go live here on your brilliant podcast, is take pen to paper and write your vision. Remember earlier I said most of us, through practice, if not all of us, I never want to say all just to be accurate, are constantly and consistently focused on what's not working, on what we don't want as humans. It's just a practice, right? If we can first and foremost get crystal clear on what we want, create our wants list, create our vision, because the only prerequisite to having it all, and you may know my other mentor who passed away 3 years ago this time, Bob Proctor, he was in the movie The Secret, right? He says, and this is 100% accurate, the only prerequisite to having it all is knowing what you want. And there's a caveat, Anthony, a big caveat. We don't get what we want, we get who we're being. So step one is to create that vision. Step two is to create that identity, that self-image concept, if you will, of self. That could be one short paragraph of I ams that fulfills on who would you be acting like, who would you be being if you were to have that dream life of yours, that super juicy vision. And then from there, you're going to make one decision. It always goes back to being decisive. That's a super powerful way of being. Then the vision may seem really big. A day in a life of Anthony, from the time you wake up to the time you sleep. Who are you waking up with? Where are you waking up? What does your house look like? What contribution are you making to our one world? How are you serving? What legacy do you want to leave behind? What sort of travels do you want to take? What kind of foods, activities, adventures, fun travels? You fill it all up, and then it may seem too big, too overwhelming. There's nothing too big for the universe, right? We can take a goal from there. What's one business goal that you could take today to, like, step on the court and actually serve your people? And then from there, from that one goal, we're taking an inspired action or aligned action. So no hustling and grinding required. I was part of that club for many years. I realized that's a big lie. It's taking inspired action, aligned action. And then the having it all is your divine birthright. We were literally put here to co-create, to manifest, which is get out of the way so that you can create the miracles that you're here to create.
Absolutely. And a new question that I'm
Yes.
asking because of a gentleman that I met yesterday. I think it's really important for everybody to know is there's a menu of options, right? If you look at the world, that no matter what it is you're doing, there's a million other people doing something similar or close enough. Why you? What sets you apart from everybody? Why would somebody talk to you as opposed to anybody else?
Well, not me if there's no alignment for sure. And me because this is literally my life's work. My vision is to co-create yours. Whoever it is. I mean, I take time. It was my trainer training me yesterday. Like, do you have 10 minutes after our training session? I'm going to write out a little plan for you. Like, I want to see everyone win. I really believe as humans, Anthony, we're precious beyond words and measure. Like, there's never enough time to explain how precious you are, how you truly are Michelangelo's David, and you being it doesn't take away from me because there's infinite supply. But we have bought into, because of our programming, mostly by well-intentioned people like our parents or the school system, right? Uh, we were 3 or 4 years old. We were playing. 1 minute you were an astronaut, the next minute you were a doctor, free as we were born. Then we were told a version of sit at the corner and shut up and stop dreaming, and then line up to go into the bathroom, then raise your hand to go into the bathroom, right? So I, thanks to the work, finally after a lifetime of self-loathing, have the compassion to understand, have come to understand that there is divinity in each one of us. There's the spark, and it's my life's work to make you see yours. So if that is in alignment for any precious soul listening in, I got everything it takes and then some, because one of my clients had said, it seems like you want it for us more than we want it for ourselves. And that's a shame, really. Everyone must know who they are, and it's my life's work. I don't work a day in my life. I was on 3 podcasts yesterday, another one the day before. I'll be on a couple hundred more in the next 100 days, and it's my devotion and dedication to our mankind to get this message across. That's why, if that
Absolutely.
answers.
No, that
And,
answers it perfectly. There's no
and
wrong answer
purpose.
to it. We all have our exactly. All have our own story. We all have our own strengths, our own
Yeah.
superpowers, and I just want to make sure that people understand that's yours. So that's amazing. Is there anything that I missed or that I failed to ask that you wanted to
If
add?
I could just remind everyone that they are a masterpiece, that they're magic beyond words and measure, that these aren't just words. Like, I used to want to be, Anthony, like Jim Rohn, how he is this fantastic speaker, even if he's not physically with us, right? And I wanted to rah-rah people because I've always been loud, always out there, always bubbly and enthusiastic, right? But when I understood this one concept from Bob, that the only prerequisite to having it all is knowing what we want, and we don't get that, we get who we're being. That's my message now. So there's a huge aspect of rah-rah in my coaching, because that's what resonates with me. And people that are drawn to me are attracted to that. They want me to rah-rah them. But you may know another one, great one, Zig Ziglar. He says motivation's like bathing. You got to bathe again, you got to motivate again. So that's a smaller aspect of what I do. What I truly do is, now that I understand and I see why it took me a while to get here, and it's all divine timing and it's perfect, is that I didn't understand my own divinity. It's my work now to get everyone present to the magic that is them, the magic of Anthony Markey, basically, today. Thank you.
So the people that want to continue this conversation and get to know you, and they just have questions. What's the best way they do that? How can they find you? Where can they get a hold of you?
The best place, thank you, would be at Supercharge with Suzan on IG. I offer a bunch of freebies from there. They can find out about my free Facebook group. I do a Monday live there. It's free to ask any questions. Nothing is off limits when it comes to mindset. It's all free. I'm here to serve. Fridays, I do a live on IG, and then we'll do free masterclasses worldwide. We're going to roll out one soon. They'll know there, and there's no strings attached. They can just sign up if they and I'm here to support them.
Perfect. If anybody would like to get a hold of Suzan, do it. You're going to walk away, knowing a little bit more than you did going in. You're going to have a smile. Clearly, she has an amazing personality, and it's super relatable. So don't be afraid to reach out, have that conversation, do what's best for yourself. And there's people out there willing to help you, become what you want, or overcome those limiting beliefs. Because one big takeaway from this is, just have that abundance mindset. You said it earlier that there's an infinite amount out there. You just got to get as much as you believe you can.
Yes.
So do that, have that conversation. If anybody would like to get a hold of me, you can visit me at ikag.me. You can find more episodes, subscribe to our newsletter, and connect with our growing community of awesome people like Suzan. If you or somebody would like to be interviewed, you can also apply on the website. But Suzan, thanks again for your time. You're an awesome person to know. I'm really happy we were able to have this conversation and share it with so many. Let's all take it to heart. Let's have an awesome day and go grow our circle. All right.
Thank you so much, Anthony. What a fantastic podcast. Please, people, listen in and subscribe. Love it. Thank you so much. Such a delight.